Hey, it's the morning after the hike. And I'm kind of using air quotes on the hike. That was something. So if you just kind of tell how we got to do that, and then we can kind of debrief that now that we're conscious and alive.
So good morning from Ao Nong. During the research phase of trying to figure out what we're going to do in Thailand and where we're going to go, Eric had found Krabi, and so I started doing searches on other people's YouTube's channels for what to do while we're here. And this actually came up on one of them. There was someone, he was actually a photographer, and so he had done this hike and he'd gone up with a drone, which took some amazing shots. And there is this part of the hike called Pride Rock, and it looks much like the Pride Rock from The Lion King.
Oh, I didn't put that. Yeah.
And so he had sat out on this Pride Rock, and it looks like you're suspended in the middle of nothing, which you are. It is like 1,000-foot drop below you. There's actually a rope on it, I guess, to hold on to in case you fall. I don't know. I didn't know if the rope would do much good, but regardless, so I started researching it. I found other pictures of other people up there, and I'm like, I want to do that. I want to do that hike. And they were saying, oh, it's only, no one could give, all the research I had, no one gave a definitive answers to how long the hike was, but it sounded like most people were able to do it in a couple hours. So off of that, I'm figuring 4 miles. That's kind of what we can hike in a couple hours. We're pretty average hikers. We're not super fast. We're not super slow. We just plod along. And being from the Pacific Northwest, we've done a hike or two. So we thought, we can do it. I mean, I'm looking at the people who are in the pictures. Nothing's, they're not Navy SEALs or anything. And they're just average people. So I'm like, Lord, we can do this, right? Knowing it was going to be hot and humid. We knew this, but anyways,
water.
Yeah. So we decided to go for it, or I talked Eric into doing it with me. I don't know.
That was fun. Tell about the water.
The water. Oh. So I
wouldn't have believed it.
He would have died.
Yeah.
I did my research, and everyone was saying, we thought we brought enough water. We didn't. It was really dangerous. Everyone should bring at least 2 liters per person. Bring 2 liters per person. Doing 2 liters. I mean, I saw it on
big bottles.
On time and time again that you should bring enough water. It's like going into the Grand Canyon. I mean, you're smart. Bring water. So the morning of, we're getting ready to go, and Eric's like pulling it out of the backpack. I'm like, no, we need that. And he's like, no. I'm like, yeah, we're bringing 2 liters per person. And I can just see him internally rolling his eyes at me.
Probably externally too.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, he was.
I just wasn't facing you.
It didn't matter. I was like, fine, I'll carry the backpack if I have to. We're bringing enough water because.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's important. It's really humid here. We sweat profusely as we're sitting, so we can only imagine what we're going to do on a hike.
I don't know if you actually sweat here. It's more you're condensating here, and it pulls moisture out of you at the same time. But that's my theory. No, so Tanya said kind of an average hike. I'm thinking, in the Northwest, on the gorge.
That's what I thought.
What's the one with the
Angel's Rest?
Angel's Rest.
We were thinking it would be, if any of you are from the Portland, Oregon gorge area, we kind of thought it would be like Angel's Rest. That's what we thought it would be comparable to.
Fairly trailed, some loose rock that we're climbing over.
Pretty easy overall.
Stroll up that in a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then down in 45 minutes or half an hour. Right. And this was not that hike. I'll just tell you. So we get in, and you've seen the pictures already. It's just kind of a sandy riverbed coming up. First,
let's start. We got off of our scooter. We're putting the backpack on. We start going towards the trailhead, and we get, hey. We look over, and the Forest Service is there, and they're all, by the way, it looks like military because they're in camouflage and everything, but it's their Forest Service. And they had a sign in how many people we had with us, what our phone number was, what country we were from. I'm guessing so that they can reclaim our body later.
And get it back to the decompose before they found us.
So, anyway, so there you go.
So, head in. It's like, yeah, this is about what I was thinking. I wore tennis shoes. Tanya got some hiker sandals just
Keens.
specifically for it.
Yeah.
And start heading up, and I kept thinking, this is a lot. Seems like we're working pretty hard on this, and started hitting man-made stairs. And then there's a combination of man-made stairs and then nature-made stairs. And I'm not sure which was, nature-made stairs were harder.
Way harder.
Up and down. So it was quite the thing. And then I kept thinking, the cover is going away, so we're getting to the top of the hill. We did not that early. So it was kind of that thing. It's like, we're probably halfway. Tanya kept looking at the map. It's like, no, we're not halfway. It just kept going on and on. And it was something.
The only reason we kept going was because of this. We knew what we were going to.
Yeah.
It was this view was going to be amazing, and it kept us going. Otherwise, if it didn't have a view at the top, forget it. We would have, totally turned around like forever ago. It was a tough hike.
And the crazy part is you see these older people, I'm in my 50s, and 70-year-olds.
No,
and then
we did not. We did not.
Any 70-year?
No, that
They just
you're
looked
thinking
old.
Northwest. No, it was all our age or younger.
Well, there was one, like a 7-year-old kid just trolloping back down.
I don't think they went all the way to the top. I've been thinking about this. We did see some like younger kids coming down as we were going up, but I don't think they went all the way up
That could be.
to the very
That
top.
could be.
They were local. They were Thai.
They kept
I
me
think that they go up
inspired.
for the day hike or whatever, or maybe they did because they are Thai. They're used to this weather.
Yeah, it's like breathing water.
Yeah.
It was really, I had to stop quite often, and I'm fairly consistent hiking.
This is how much we sweat. We were wearing Eric's like pretty big backpack. It's like canvas. The straps on the backpack were completely soaked through.
That was halfway up.
Every ounce of my clothing was completely soaked through. Even like the front of my thighs on my shorts, soaked through. I have salt stains on my shorts. That's how much we
The
sweat.
necklace clasp.
Last night I tried to take my necklace off, and I nearly broke a fingernail because the clasp was rusted shut from
With
my
salt.
sweat from that day. That's, I mean, we poured sweat, which is good that we brought so much water, right?
We drank it, so
drank
that was
it.
good. Couldn't believe that. Got done. I was never so excited to see a concrete place to sit down and.
Oh, and let's talk
And
about Pride Rock.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
It was a little bit of a bummer. I get up there because my whole goal was to sit on Pride Rock.
It was the photo op. It was the goal.
It was the photo op. Absolutely. I'm going to be vain. I wanted the picture on Pride Rock. That was what I wanted. And they had it all barbed wired off. Probably safety. I'm sure a few people have probably fallen off of it to their death. I'm sure. I mean, how could it have not happened? And I contemplated ducking through the barbed wire, but I knew Eric would tackle me.
Oh,
and then
no.
And then I also knew that I didn't want to be the idiot that went through the barbed wire, broke the rules, and then ended up falling off to my death.
Well, the crappy part, Tanya has all the travel information. I'd be stuck here.
That's
way
the
to go
crappy
home.
part. That's the crappy part.
That's the downside. Well, you'd be dead too, probably. That would be bad.
Probably. Unless I sprouted wings, I'd be dead. Yeah. Anyway, so we did find another rock that was actually where you would take the picture from, and it kind of jutted out, and Eric
was
got some good
gorgeous.
shots on
Yeah.
that one too. So
Really good.
we got some good shots. It was I need to add those to my blog. Anyways, it was a beautiful view, and I feel that it was actually worth the hike.
Yeah.
If you're in the area, I think that you should do the hike if you can do it.
Just be prepared. I would
Just be
have
prepared,
done more
mentally
squats
prepared.
and
I think
maybe,
mentally prepared was the big thing, because
Yeah.
it said it was only like 2 miles. I honestly think that that's like as a crow flies, because
yeah,
it took
not,
us 2 hours, and we were not walking slowly. We were hoofing it at a pretty good rate, and it took us 2 hours. I don't think it was 3.7 kilometers on the trail. I don't see how that's even possible. I don't know. A lot of it was straight up.
we made it. Yeah, I think it was maybe 2 miles going this way from this point to this point level.
I
But
honestly
it's probably
did.
9 miles going
I think they
up
measure
the hill.
things differently here in Thailand.
Yeah. Satellite distance, not mountain distance. It was a trip.
Yeah.
It was a good. We will tell that story again
We
for
will.
a long time. And then that leads to the next piece, which we're going to be reenacting. Oh, shut up. my incident with a tuk-tuk. So don't go away. It's pretty exciting. Embarrassing. Okay, so we're gonna give you an overview of the altercation with the tuk-tuk yesterday. It wasn't my fault, I'm sure. But here's what happened. Here's what I was going through my head. So we're coming down off this horrendous hike from yesterday. Maybe a little glazed over. Could blame it on that. Just gonna blame it on. Tanya said, "Well, you've driven a motorcycle." It's like, of course. I was 10 the last time I rode a motorcycle, so I have. And my two-wheeled awareness is bicycle-oriented, probably. So we were coming off the hike, and Tanya saw a really nice place, open air, on the beach. She's like, let's eat and grab a beer there. So we did, and so I was looking around. It's like I needed to come screw you and go back to this restaurant. So Tanya's on the back, teetering. When you go slow, your sense of balance goes off. So we pulled up in this driveway. I was going to circle back.
I was not teetering.
You were solid. I was teetering. And so we're going slow. I've got my feet up on the scooter. Didn't put my foot down to kind of help me turn. So I'm heading around, headed up into the driveway. Look behind, nobody around whatsoever. Coming around, going really slow, keeping my feet off, trying to balance. And this tuk-tuk jumped out in front of me. I don't know where he was at. And I couldn't turn fast enough. I needed to put my foot down, like Tanya explained to me later from her many years of motorcycling experience, which I didn't have. Ran into this tuk-tuk. And here's the altercation. I think the tuk-tuk won. So we hit the bumper of the tuk-tuk here, took a little piece out. The owners of the tuk-tuk was an older lady. The owners of the tuk-tuk were right there. She was doing something. She came out, and the husband, I'm guessing, I don't know, she got on it and left. But the man was there, and he actually helped try to punch the plastic pieces back together. I just kept saying, "You okay?" And they're like, "We're okay, okay, tuk-tuk okay, okay." And I'm thinking, they call the cops, you know, it's always the altercation.
Tuk-tuks have like a metal safety cage around them. So we hit the metal cage, not the the bike itself. So yeah, tuk-tuk 1, Moore's 0.
And we were probably going 2 miles an hour. So it was pretty, I reached down and was feeling my leg because it hit my leg. I was expecting some blood. Like, no blood. Oh, you're going half a mile an hour. No blood. And they were helping us put the bike back together, and everything turned out okay. We headed back to the restaurant. I quit shaking and had a beer, and we had a really nice lunch and came back, and we'll have this story to tell. We have a lot of stories to tell about our experiences.
And if you read my blog, you'll remember the fact that we got insurance on the scooter rental. Woo! So the most we'll be out of pocket is 3,000 baht, which is 100 USD. Not terrible for destroying the whole fender on their scooter. They'll have to replace that piece. So I don't know how much those things cost.
25.
Probably 20 baht. but regardless, we get our passport. We're not going to be held stranded for ransom, and it's going to end up being okay.
Yay! So that's the altercation story. Tuk-tuk 1, Moore's 0.